And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Monday here, October 14th, and we got some nice fall weather coming up for you over the next few days. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today from Third Mutual, Kushbata is here, and he's going to give a recap of the folks that were newly elected to the board, and also we're going to talk about aeration for the lawns and all kinds of different things that are on their project list coming up. Also, we have a couple guests from Alignment Healthcare. Actually, one is from Alignment Healthcare, and the other one is from Monarch Healthcare as well. And they're going to talk about how they are partnering up together. It is, I think, tomorrow begins the time for you folks who want to change their Medicare plans. We're in that mode right now. Begins tomorrow through the first week of December. So they're going to talk about that. And Eileen Ornway is here with the Village Library. They have all kinds of good stuff going on over there. And we're going to talk about a few different things. Going to go over some of the things that you can find on the website, how you can put favorites on there, see what other people are looking at, what they consider things that they're recommending. It's easy to navigate. We're going to talk all about that. Then if we have time, we're going to bring you a segment from RadNet. Now, as far as meetings go today, there are 3 meetings, and the first one is the Third Water Conservation Subcommittee. That'll be at 1 o'clock in the Sycamore Room. The Garden Villa Rec Room meeting will be at 2 o'clock in the boardroom. Also at 2 o'clock, United will be having a special meeting in the Willow Room, and I believe that meeting is going over the different committees that they have and who's going to chair those committees. All right, now the weather. We got a nice week here coming up. For us, nice fall weather. Fairly, well, I will say mild. A little cool today, certainly this morning, if you've been out and about. We're going to warm up a couple degrees on Wednesday or Tuesday and Wednesday, and then start to go back down again, as you can see. So Wednesday is the warmest day of, I should say, of these 5 days here, because as we get to Saturday, we'll start to see a warm up again. Saturday will probably be in the mid-70s, and then Sunday will be back to 80 degrees. And by Sunday and Monday of next week, we could start to see those Santa Ana winds come back again, but still the temperature should not be really hot. Now, around the county and elsewhere today, everything is mild. Look at Palm Springs, only 89 degrees. Arrowhead and was 65 degrees. And this morning up in the mountains up there, I think Big Bear was 27. So they're getting some nice cool to cold weather up there as we're in the middle of fall. So that's nice. Everywhere is just really pleasant today. Those clouds will be in effect if you're watching this in the morning, probably at midday. So partly cloudy morning, and then should be mostly sunny afternoon. And we're going to have clouds on and off all this week, especially the morning fog. And then, as I said, as we get to Sunday, we'll start to see those offshore winds. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
If you have Medicare, you got to get Alignment Health Plan's Black Card. It's a member-only benefit, unlike anything I've ever seen, giving you access to one-on-one health support any time of day or night. Need to schedule an appointment or need it right there? They'll take care of it. Now you can talk to a doctor 24 hours a day. Call them and get a card of your own, and all the benefits you deserve, too.
Well, I'd like to welcome from Third Mutual Kushbata here today, who has been reelected to the third board, and congratulations.
Thank you, Ken.
Very good to see you, sir.
Good to
as
see
always.
you too. Thank you.
And first off, we're going to talk about those elections. And of course, you and Steve Parsons were reelected along with a couple new folks.
Correct. There were 4 openings, and there was one, our president, Rosemary, she termed out.
Right.
So she couldn't stand for re-elections. So Steve and I both stood in to be re-elected, and we have 2 new gentlemen, really nice people, who are in for a new term.
Yes.
They will be in for 3 years. They are Ralph Engdahl and Craig Wayne.
Right.
Both really nice guys.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
that they've joined the board.
They have some substantial experience in different fields. Craig is a banker by profession and some insurance background. Ralph is an engineer, but he's got a lot of other experience in quality control and stuff like that. So
Very good.
It will add a good mix to our board, especially with all the different backgrounds that people bring with them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'll be really good. Yes,
Yes,
they seem like nice folks.
Correct.
Now we got a list here of the third officers, and Steve Parsons is president. Annie McCary is first vice president. You are second vice president.
Correct, yes.
Lynn Jarrett is the secretary, and the treasurer is John Pearlstone.
John Pearlstone. He's
Yes.
my number cruncher.
He's your number cruncher. Yes.
Yeah.
So very good.
Yes.
Steve will make a great president.
Indeed, yes. He's been in this board work for quite a few years. He
Yeah.
started at the VMS and then got elected in the third, and now this term he's the president. He's a retired major from Army, so he brings a lot of structure and good background and very thorough guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice guy.
I look forward to working with him for the next few years.
Yeah, it's a good board, and Annie, of course, is great, and you are. And of course, Lynn is really great and passionate about what she does, and of course, John,
She
being
loves
the treasurer. Yeah.
She loves the 3-story buildings.
Yes, she
and
does. Yes.
She's been the president of the Garden Villa
Yeah.
Association for several years.
Yes.
So, yes.
Good group.
Good group. Yes.
Now we want to talk about the aeration project for the turf.
Correct. We've been getting a substantial pushback from our residents that the place looks like hell, and we want to make things better. And landscape is the main visible thing that everybody looks at. So we decided to take one thing at a time, step by step. Aeration will be the part that will take care of all the lawns and the grass, turf, whatever the word you want to use. The process is to go and poke holes in the lawn.
Okay.
It is a special machine that will come and poke holes in it, and that will enable the water, the nutrients, and the air to get into the soil.
Right.
And it's going to be a process from starting this month till, I would say, early spring. We specially decided to do it at this time of the year because it's cooler, or it will be cooler, and which will enable the grass to regrow.
Right.
Also, we do expect rain like we had last year. I hope we get enough this year too. Not a deluge like last year,
Yeah.
but still, all the water, the air, and the nutrients that we provide the grass, we should see a good new turf by spring. But let me give you a little warning, as I would say, or a little caution, that it's going to look terrible before it looks beautiful.
Yes.
So what is it like? It's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to look terrible before it looks terrific.
Right. And this is what, you know, it looks like right now.
Yes.
And as I was telling Kush, that could have been pictures of my front lawn because it looked exactly like that. I have kikuyu grass, and
the kikuyu grass
notorious.
just takes over everything.
It does.
And we have to get rid of it. The one on the right, you see all these brown patches. We have to cut the thatch really slim down so that we take away everything, and then put some new nutrients and water, and I'm not sure if they would put some new seeds for it, but it's going to look good.
Okay.
We are pretty sure it's going to look better.
Right, and as you said, we have a photo here of what it's going to look like afterwards, and these are all the little, the plugs, you know, once they go through here, the plugs come up.
Correct.
And they're actually usually left there because they kind of act as almost like a fertilizer in a sense.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
anyone who golfs a lot has seen this many, many times. Because every golf course does this.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
Now, we are not going to touch the golf course at this time.
Yeah.
We're sure of that.
Yeah, this is just
So
for
this
birds,
is just all the grass
Right.
around the manors, in all the open spaces, wherever there is grass, it's going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, very
Yeah.
good, and that'll help things out.
Indeed.
Now, another one is the Gate 14 modernization progress, and on that, you're going to be removing more than 20,000 square feet of turf?
Yes. As you enter Gate 14
Okay.
and you make a left, there is a huge open space. I don't remember which manors it faces.
Okay.
But it is around the closer to the Aliso Viejo golf course, the section closer over there.
Okay.
It's a huge portion. It is in process right now.
Okay, and it's just grass right now?
It
basically?
was. It's
okay.
no longer
Okay.
because it is already dug up and
Okay.
clean, and they are in the process of putting the walkway, and the sprinklers have been installed, and this should look like a brand new place
Right.
as soon as it's done. But the reason for doing this is we have several years where there was not enough rain, and we have been using a lot of water. Our water bills have been really one of the highest utility bills that we have been paying.
Yeah.
So it was thought of, and most of the Orange County developments have been doing it too, reducing turf and planting water, what do you call it?
Water tolerant.
I mean, drought tolerant
Yeah.
plants. So with that idea, we came up with a solution that all the open spaces we are going to try to use drought tolerant plants. But to have a palette, we decided to have a pilot. And we selected this spot because it was just an open space using a lot of water and a lot of labor. So we thought it would be a good spot to use this kind of a idea
Yeah.
to resolve
Yeah.
the
whole
drain
water, yeah.
drain on the wallet.
Yeah. Yes.
And
the water prices
obviously,
are going up.
if we are paying money, that means it's coming out of our assessments. So it will help our assessments in the long run
Yes.
if we take these kind of actions.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
So that is the whole idea about that.
Now you have a few other things you would like to go over as well.
Yes, which we've been talking every time, and I like to keep hitting on this, is the need for insurance. The reason I keep saying this is many people still mistake the home warranty plan
Right.
to homeowners insurance. Now, to think about this, this is the best time because of two different ideas that I had, and that is we live in California, the Golden State, the very pretty place, the climate's awesome, but we do have the threat of the big earthquake.
Right.
Right? And also, we are currently in the fire season.
Yes.
With all these fires going on, it would be a great thought for each person to have some form of resolve to be able to sleep better at night, that they have some insurance.
Yeah.
I still see ads of the Earthquake Authority
Right.
trying to provide people with earthquake insurance. And remember, October 17th, which is in the next few days,
Yes.
is the big shakeout. So with all these things in mind, we all need to think that we need to sleep well and have some insurance. It's very inexpensive, and now is the best time to get it before the eventual thing.
Right.
Right? I would much rather stay in California because I would much rather go through this shake, which is for 15, 17 seconds or something, rather than go through this hurricanes or
Right.
on the East Coast, which
Yeah.
lasts for days.
Yes.
And you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
So that was my main pitch about insurance. Please, 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 if you don't have it, get it. If you have it, see what your coverage is. And we also have a great person working at the VMS. His name is Dan Yost. He's our insurance specialist. Please consult him. Have him review your policy to see if you have enough coverage.
Yeah.
Now is the time to review coverage.
Right.
Please do it.
Yeah, and we have the earthquake insurance, and it's really inexpensive.
Yeah, it's like $120. This year I renewed mine
Yeah.
for the whole year.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Very good. All right, a couple other things you want to talk about.
yeah, it was brought to my attention that we at Laguna Woods, the whole village, we have some unwelcome pests. We have some rat infestation problems. So we, as a board and the landscape department, has come up with a solution that they're not going to be able to get a piper and take all the rats away. But they have a solution that they feel pretty confident, and they're trying to use that to eradicate the infestation. I cannot give you any details because I'm not sure if I have the information to share all that.
Right.
But they're working on it. So if you feel you have a problem, please let the department know, and they will work around you. But right now it's still in the pilot stage, so we cannot go right around the village and take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And then one other thing you want to talk about.
Yeah, the last thing that I want to talk about is that in the Globe there was a letter accusing our CEO, Jeff Barker, about trying to get rid of the last 7 holes at the golf course and all kinds of craziness. If I may go back to all that, there was a conversation that we need to increase revenue sources so that we don't have to dip into our residents' pocket to get more money every year and increase assessments. So the conversation for that was with a group of people, which was led by Diane Phelps, the treasurer of the GRF, that we need to work on that. So we opened the thing to everybody to come up with some ideas. And these were ideas thrown out by people as well as Jeff. But this is the last thing we would do, is to liquidate our asset to increase the revenue sources.
Right.
So please bear in mind that this is not happening, and don't spread all these crazy rumors and get people all riled up. Because rumors are rumors. Like I tell my children, tongue has no bone. Yeah, people like to wag it like it's the tail of the dog, you know. So control yourself. Don't say all these things that upsets people. And that's my message, that we need to do things to improve our revenue resources, but not at this cost. I mean, it's not going to happen, at least on my watch. As long as I am a director of one of the mutuals, nothing is getting sold, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Anything else?
No, that was the main thing. We are moving right ahead with all the other initiatives we have to improve things, control the costs, and control our assessments.
Right.
All those things are going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I'll see you soon in a few weeks or months or whatever, whenever my next turn comes up. Yeah.
All right. Always good to see you.
Always good to see you too.
You take care.
Thank you. Appreciate this.
And we'll be right back.
October is Audiology Awareness Month. Studies show that 70% of the people over the age of 65 have some form of hearing loss which affects their lives. Hearing loss is common, yet not healthy. Your brain needs to hear a complete spectrum of sound to process it quickly and accurately. Audiologists are the experts in treating hearing issues. Come to Amazing Hearing and let our audiologists change the way you hear.
If you have Medicare, you got to get Alignment Health Plan's Black Card. It's a member-only benefit, unlike anything I've ever seen, giving you access to one-on-one health support any time of day or night. Need to schedule an appointment or need it right there? They'll take care of it. Now you can talk to a doctor 24 hours a day. Call them and get a card of your own, and all the benefits you deserve, too.
And welcome back. Well, with us once again, because he's been on with us, I think, a couple times, Dr. Arda Bakshande with Alignment Healthcare. We're talking about the Alignment Health Plan. And I'd also like to welcome, for the first time on our show, Ellen Sloan. She is a case manager with Monarch Healthcare, and we certainly know about Monarch.
Thank you.
We were talking about just a minute ago, if you folks have been watching for a long time, we used to have Pat Huckabee coming on and having a show, and it's great that you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Glad
so
to be
welcome
here.
to both
Yeah.
of you. And of course,
Thank you.
we're looking back at the logo. It's your 25th anniversary.
It is.
So I'm going to ask Doctor, you first, and maybe you can kind of explain your partnership. What is the difference between Alignment Healthcare and the Alignment Health Plan and Monarch? I think people in general get confused. You know, you have all these different levels. You have
Right.
your insurance, you have this plan and that plan.
Right.
And let's remind everyone, tomorrow starts the day.
That's right. Tomorrow's open enrollment.
Yes.
Until tomorrow until December 7th.
Yeah.
That's right. So to explain a little bit about our partnership is, so us Alignment Health Plan, we are the health plan, and we then delegate services down to our provider
Okay.
partners, like Monarch. And so our partnership with Monarch is really centered around communication. So we provide the benefits to the patients, but really the care in the doctors, hospital system, case management is all delegated down to Monarch. But
Okay.
the difference really is the communication, where health plans traditionally aren't very good at communicating.
Right.
And I think you can attest to this.
Yes, I can.
Is that we communicate very well with our partners, because we want our patients, and it's very near and dear to all of our hearts,
Okay.
that they're the ones that are taken care of, especially the senior population.
So would you be considered a Medicare Advantage program?
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
We are.
Yeah, and I think most people are familiar with that. So tell me what you offer from a clinical perspective.
So from a clinical perspective, we've built a very large analytics tool that helps us identify patients who are at risk of everything from missing their medications to potential progression of their disease, likelihood of hospitalization. And we share that with our provider partners like Monarch. And I think Ellen can kind of talk about what Monarch does, because they have a very rich and robust system of doctors, case managers that then take the information to really encompass their care around and centered around the patient.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So I've known Monarch over the years, obviously very well, with Pat and all. So I kind of know what you folks do, but I would like you to explain it to our viewers.
All right, so we are an IPA, so we have many doctors out there. We have over 2,000 doctors that we work with, and we work with many health plans for seniors, and we offer these great programs for our seniors. We try and meet the patient's needs. We offer case management, and that includes having a nurse and a coordinator assigned to you, and you can call them for any reason at all. You can, if you have a question about an authorization, if you have a health question, anything like that, you can reach out to them. You have a one person to call. You don't need to, try and find your way around the system. Over the past year, we started a great new program for our cancer patients. We found they were so needy, and we wanted to help them to get the right care right away. So it's called our Oncology Navigator program, and as soon as we find out they have the diagnosis, we're reaching out to them to try and help them navigate the system and get to the right places, get the right authorizations, and also educate them.
Yeah.
So, and support them. That's a big part of it. And we also have programs, disease management, if you have congestive heart failure, COPD, diabetes. We have a team of pharmacists who manage these programs, and will meet with you and discuss your health needs. They'll go over your medications. They'll collaborate with your doctors. So they're available to you also all the time. We have social workers. We have nurse practitioners that can come to your home. If you can't leave your home, we also work with a group called House Call Doctors, and they will actually come and deliver your care in the home. I'm actually the liaison to House Call Doctors, and we have about 500 patients on usually with them.
Yeah.
Because we have many seniors that just can't get out. Whether it be short-term or long-term, they can come to your home and be your PCP and order all of the, put you in the right program. They can order your meds. They can, get your authorizations for you, anything you need. So we try and make it easy for our members to get, access to the care they need. And then we collaborate with the health plans. They will reach out to us, as he said, and we also reach out to them if we have questions about, any benefit or what we can do. Just to, assist our members in any way we can.
Yeah, and a lot of what you were talking about I remember back when Pat was on, and a lot of these programs were starting back then, the house calls and things like that.
Yeah, it's very important. There's so many seniors out there that need a lot of help, and we try and get them community resources, Meals on Wheels, things like that, and just whatever transportation. Work with them on getting them rides, getting them to their doctors is very important, and a lot of them can't get there.
Right.
So,
that's one of the reasons why we partnered with Lyft on our end, is so that patients, as part of their benefit, can actually call a Lyft driver to drive them to their physician's office or to pick up a medication, as long as it's related to a medical issue.
Yeah.
Which is great, because now we do need to really provide the service that our senior population needs, and not leave them at home. If they need care, we need to go to them, and we need to be able to help bring them to us.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's a fantastic service. And more people use Lyft and Uber and all kinds of things now. And so it makes things a lot easier and convenient. We mentioned tomorrow begins the open enrollment time. And, this is the time to evaluate what you need. And I think this is where the confusion comes in for a lot of people. There's so many different options out there, and they have to weigh my medications, or maybe I'm healthy. Do I look for a plan that's better when it comes to this or that, or where the all the formularies are? I mean, it can be quite confusing, right?
It really can, and I'll tell you what I tell my parents. So both of my parents are Medicare beneficiaries.
Right.
I actually have my aunt and uncle who live in the community here, and my two grandmothers who are now, last year I was talking about them, they were 97, now one's 98, and the other one's about to be 98. Is that you have to really look at the benefits and what's right for you.
Right.
And every health plan has different set of benefits. And I think when you look at it and see what other seniors are saying, look at Plan Finder and see where all the Medicare Advantage plans rank, you learn that there are things that are really right for me and plans that are right for me, and there's others that may not be.
Right.
And look at what you really get out of it. And in my opinion, is that you want somebody who's going to be there when you call, having access to a physician at all times, or a case manager. So having this partnership where you can call a care navigator any time of the day at Monarch, or be redirected to a physician at Alignment Healthcare 24 hours a day, who understands you, who knows you, because the information in your health records are there, is vitally important, because we're not going to be redundantly checking things that don't need to be checked if they were checked last week and it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
I want to allow our senior population, and we as a whole want to allow our senior population to age at home, age gracefully, with the benefits that they deserve. They've been paying into Medicare their entire lives. They deserve to have a health plan and an IPA truly taking care of their needs. Yeah,
that's very true. And if folks want to find out more information, they can, it's actually, if you want to look it up, it's Alignment Healthcare, and that'll take you to all the information there and figure out all the different, I imagine you have a couple different plans.
We do. Yeah. We have a number of different plans, again, which is right, for each person. Is we have some for the chronically ill, we have some who have a Medicaid benefit, and then for others that want other plans that have different prescription benefits, rides, and things like that. Yeah, all different kinds of things that are available. Yeah. And the main thing is get information, figure out what you need, and there's other types of places you can go to kind of navigate all that, and you can kind of plug in your information and figure all that out. But that's really important. The numbers on the screen, of course, Alignment Healthcare. You can go online and find that very easily. And great to see someone from Monarch again.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to say is that I want the members to realize that you can self-refer into any of these programs. You don't have to have a referral from your doctor into one of our programs. You can call us and they'll, hook you up into the program. We'll get you started. It can come from a family member or whatever. We're there for you. So. All right, very good. Great to see you both. Right, I know I'll see you again. Well. Thanks for having us. And if you again want more information, just look up Alignment Healthcare. You can find it there. We'll be right back.
If you have Medicare, you got to get Alignment Health Plan's Black Card. It's a member-only benefit, unlike anything I've ever seen, giving you access to one-on-one health support any time of day or night. Need to schedule an appointment or need it right there? They'll take care of it. Now you can talk to a doctor 24 hours a day. Call them and get a card of your own, and all the benefits you deserve, too.
Envision, the eye doctor's #1 choice.
We are a community of surgeons and optometrists dedicated to helping you live better by seeing better.
We offer advanced lens options to fit your lifestyle. We also offer the latest in laser technology for cataract surgery. We are Envision, the eye doctor's #1 choice.
With clear vision, all things are possible. To schedule your appointment, contact us at 866-599-2740.
I had been with another hospice for my husband, Ed. After about 2 months, I thought, they're not doing much for me. So I went to the computer and brought up the list of hospices, and there was OC. Their response was immediate. They did everything. They had all their ducks in the row, and that's what I was looking for. It was comforting till the very end, and then at the very end, the last 3 days, it was continuous care, and nobody ever left him.
Well, it's always great to have a visit from the folks of the Village Library, and that usually is Eileen Ordway. Great to see you.
Good to see you too,
And
Ken.
you know what? I love all the things that are happening at the library, and all the different resources that people have, and see what other people are reading,
Yes.
what's popular, what's coming in, all kinds of stuff, right?
I know, it's amazing. Sometimes people will walk in for their first time. They might have lived here for years and had never set foot in the library, and they'll be like, wow, this is like a real library.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they think that we're just a place that, people dump their old unwanted books and,
Right.
Trade in and out.
Yeah.
They don't realize that we get new things every single month, that we're right on top of what the most popular things are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the people in the Village definitely have a set of authors that are their favorites. But then there's also the book club type of books that are really popular. For example, there's one now. I've been at the library for 5.5 years. I've never seen anything like this. Where the Crawdads Sing. We got our first copy last November, and it has been on reserve. Somebody's been waiting for it ever since. So almost a year. We have.
I don't know.
I know. I had never
who's
heard of the author, never
Wow.
heard the book, but I think the book clubs have picked up on it, not just ours, but all over. At least it sounds like the county.
What's it about? Do you know?
I finally read it just 2 weeks ago. It's not usually my type of book, even though it's a murder mystery, but it's set in the 50s, the late 50s, early 60s, and it's kind of the life of this young girl in the swamps and marshes of the eastern shore of North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And it's, I mean,
Wow.
for me, it was an emotional roller coaster, and just what happens to her, it just is up and down, like the depths of despair and then happiness. So
It sounds like a type of book that's going to be picked up by a studio one day.
Oh, I'm sure. I'd be
Yeah.
really surprised if
Yeah.
it's not, doesn't turn into a movie, absolutely. And so I think it's the kind of book that book clubs would like to read, because I
Great.
mean, for this, it's like the persistence of life to survive is amazing.
And you put on here, even at the Orange County libraries, over 500 people are waiting.
Still waiting for it,
Wow.
yeah. And they have over 100 copies. And
Wow,
we were
that's
lucky enough,
amazing.
we purchased 3. We've got the regular print and a large print. And then, because it was so popular, we even went out on Amazon and got a used copy. But then, Just in the last 2 months, 4 other people donated their copies.
Okay.
So now we're starting to churn through the reserve list. So if you got on the list right now, you'd probably get it in the next week or so. But we have we have on our catalog a way to see popular books like this. So like this has been the most popular book.
This kind of shows what's popular.
Yes. So this has been up at the top of that list.
Yeah.
This is just for what people at our library check out. It's automatically calculated by the system what are the most popular books. So the next one, again, Michelle Obama's Becoming. Same thing, came out in November, and the reserve list for that is done. But we have 3 copies, and it's right now, all the copies are checked out. That's what that pink line means. If it's pink, it's checked out.
Okay.
If it's yellow, like Redemption down there by David Baldacci, that means it's actually sitting on the shelf now, and you can pick it up.
That's
you can come in today. Yes.
So in the next slide, it shows,
if
you're kind of pointing out to what you see.
Yeah, if you select one of those lines from what's popular, it'll open up. So I selected the new Dan Silva book, The New Girl, and we actually have several copies of that one. And on the left-hand side under location, that's our call number.
Okay.
It's a code to let us know where to shelve the book. So FIC is for fiction, and so that's a regular print fiction book. And then if it's got LP in the front, it's large print fiction. If it has a number, it's a Dewey Decimal Number, it's nonfiction. And if it's a DVD or a CD book, that'll be
So nonfiction still uses the
Dewey Decimal Numbers, absolutely.
But fiction?
Well, fiction is 1 Dewey Decimal Number, so we don't pay attention to it. I don't even know what it is.
Do libraries still use that system?
I think.
And I'm talking about Orange County libraries.
I don't think they. It's the same thing.
I don't think kids would know what that is nowadays.
No, I know. Maybe they teach
and who is
a little bit in school.
Knows.
But yeah, so in our nonfiction section, the books are actually grouped by the subject matter, not by the author, where fiction is all by author and then title.
Okay.
So it helps us know where to shelve them, but it also points people in the right direction. So we have a very extensive large print collection, and people who need those books, they can go right there.
So the numbers on the side, in, you have 0 in, assuming this is
because this is popular, and we have 1 copy of the regular print and 2 copies of the large print book.
All right. So obviously, this book, somebody's on a wait list if this is what they want.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, the next slide will show that.
Let's look at that. Okay.
So if we pick the first one, the regular print fiction, which is across the top there, it expands to give more information about the book, but it also tells you that 4 people are waiting for it.
Okay.
But if you scroll down on this, the second one, the large print version, would still be there on your screen, and you can select that, and it goes to the next screen.
Okay, we'll go to the next slide, and this will show.
Which shows that for the, even though we have 2 copies, they're both out for the large print version, but no one's waiting. If it doesn't say how many people are waiting, there's no reserve. So if you logged in right now, a button like where it says print record would pop up that says reserve this item, and then you would be the next person in line. So as soon as it comes back and gets checked in, we'll notify you that you can pick up this book.
All right. Yes. Very good. And now on the...
So what I want to say too, just one more thing, that those donations really helped us, our reserve list, churn through. So if anybody, they want the book hot off the presses themselves, they don't want to wait for a reserve, and they'll buy it, but they don't want it hanging around at their house, cluttering up their house. We would love to have one of these books as a donation.
You bring up a very good point when it comes to books and in general, is that, and when it comes to fiction and things like this, history books or whatever is different. Once you read the book, unless you have a family member you're going to pass it on to, what happens to the book? It gets put in a box, maybe on your bookshelf or whatever. That's the nature of these. Very few times does somebody go, well, I think I'll take this out and reread it.
Right.
What do you do with it?
Until you get old, and then you don't remember what the book was about, and then you can read them again, which is really nice.
And,
but
but so the best thing to do is to, if again you don't have a family member or whatever, you donate it to whomever.
But again, we prefer popular things.
Right.
We just this past week got a whole box full of scientific manuals from 1974. Yeah, no. Those we can't use. Those, nobody's going to check them out.
Yeah,
and then we have to find a way to get
manuals.
rid of them.
They're talking about word processors back then or something.
Yeah. One had mathematical tables. Nobody's going to use that.
Right.
So yes, so we prefer them to be on the newer side.
Okay. And this slide here is showing, again, you've talked about this before, your partnership with the Old Pros.
Yes, our collaboration with the Old Pros this month on Wednesday, October 23rd. Oh, good.
Right.
I had the wrong date earlier.
Yes.
This month, Shelley Rones, who's a volunteer at the library and also with the Old Pros, she's going to take a passage from Frankenstein, which is appropriate for the Halloween season. And,
very good.
And it's also the book club selection for this month. So we hope some people will come out and hear that at 5 o'clock at the library.
All right.
All right.
Very good. A lot of good things to go over the library. And I want to ask, somebody wants to get to the website, they want to log in, they want to get an account going, where do they go to? I know it's sort of a complicated link.
If they go to the Laguna Woods Village website and search for the library club, there's a link that will take them right to our catalog, and so they can do all those things I showed here. You can search without having an account. And
keep in mind, it's different than the Orange County
Yes,
library.
we are totally separate.
I know you use sort of the same type of software, but it's different.
Yes, we are not connected to them at all. To get an account with our library, they have to come in and we add them to our system, but we use everyone's Laguna Woods ID. So you don't need it's not a new library separate card, it's just your Laguna Woods ID. Come in, we'll add you to our system, and then you'd be able to log on to the catalog and you can do things like these searches, reserve, renew items. It's pretty powerful.
Okay, very good.
Thanks
Always
a lot,
good
Ken.
to see you.
Good to see
Thank
you
you
too.
very much, and we'll be right back.
What's my passion? Finding balance with every dance move.
The sound of the ukulele, the softness.
My son's nonverbal, but when he does talk, I need to be able to hear him. Hear well, stay vital. Hearing loss is linked to increased risk of dementia, depression, falls, and isolation. Stay engaged and keep doing what you love. Check your hearing wellness every year.
Hi, my name's Chuck Holland. I'm the Information Technology Director for Laguna Woods Village. You may have noticed that Laguna Woods Village has been enhancing their gate security access system over the past several months. You may have noticed this at gates 5 and 6 with the new gate barrier arms, the security cameras, as well as the new bar-coded printed passes that your guests are now receiving. We are happy to announce that we are going to expand this technology to allow residents to go online and manage their guests 24 hours a day, 7 days a week using a tablet, PC, or smartphone. Residents can use this service by going online to lagunawoodsvillage.com and click on the Guest Passes link. Those residents that have an email address on file should have already received an email in their inbox with login instructions. For those of you who do not know what email address you have on file, please contact Resident Services at residentservices@vmsinc.org or contact 949-597-4600. Residents are encouraged to change their password on their first available opportunity. For more information on how to register your guest online and print passes, please watch this short training video. Welcome to the online guest registration tutorial for Laguna Woods Village. To get started, open up any web browser and go to lagunawoodsvillage.com. Click on the Guest Passes link to get access to the login page. Once you register and log in, you'll be presented with the guest registration portal. You will be able to register 4 different types of guests: a temporary guest, permanent guest, party guest, and a restricted guest. There is a limit of 5 permanent guests per resident and no restrictions on the number of temporary or party guests at this time. First, we will register a temporary guest. If an overnight parking permit is needed, select the drop-down list and pick the Guest OPP pass type. Temporary guests can have a pass for up to 15 days. The pass can be printed at the gate when your guest checks in, or you can email the pass by clicking on the Send ePass link. Guests must present their passes to be scanned before entry is allowed. Second, we'll register a permanent guest. Residents are limited to 5 permanent guests and passes will be good for 365 days, but will automatically renew every year. If residents need to change their permanent guest, they can simply delete one of their existing 5 passes and add a new one. Third, we'll add a party list. If you're having an event that does not require overnight parking and you need to quickly register more than one person, use the party guest feature. It's simple to use and can save time. Fourth, we'll add a restricted guest. This guest category will alert the gate attendants that you do not want this person in the community or visiting your manor. Please use sparingly and only if necessary. The system is simple and easy to use, but does take some practice. Be sure to download the mobile app after registration to make it even more convenient to register your guest online. Thank you for watching this short training video. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact Resident Services at 949-597-4600. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch now. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
That song behind it.
I'm gonna take my horse on the old man's road. I'm gonna ride till I can't.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today. Well, our movie today is a really great documentary about the wonderful opera tenor Pavarotti. And this is directed by Ron Howard, who really does these things very well. He did one, I think a couple years ago it was, on the Beatles, which was wonderful. And this goes back to all the way back when he was a little boy, and how he became the opera legend that he is now, with interviews by Spike Lee and Bono and Princess Diana, and there's all kinds of footage of him doing not just singing, of course, but also he's been in different movies, and just a very talented person, obviously, and his passion for the music. So this is today at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. It runs just under 2 hours. Now, our movie on Friday is a movie that came out in 1987, Dragnet. It was a remake of the hit TV series. This one stars Dan Aykroyd and a very young Tom Hanks. I guess Dan Aykroyd was pretty young then too. And of course, you all know the story about Sergeant Joe Friday. And Dan Aykroyd, I believe in this, is actually playing, he's like the son or the nephew or the original Joe Friday. And he's with his wisecracking sidekick and fellow officer, Pep Streetback. And that's played by Tom Hanks. and they're kind of mismatched and investigating strange series of ritual killings. And I remember seeing this. There's some pretty funny bits in this. And this will be on Friday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. So Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks. All right, now as far as our weather goes, for the next several days, we're going to be really nice, kind of pleasant fall-like weather, fall for us anyway. Morning clouds today. I think by mid-afternoon will be pretty good. And then as we go forward, some of the morning fog, a little bit cloudy on Thursday and Friday. As we get to the weekend, really on Sunday right now, they're looking at the Santa Ana winds returning, although from what I understand, they're not going to be nearly as strong as they were. So that's good. So some really pleasant weather going forward for the next several days. And around Orange County and elsewhere today, same story. Palm Springs, only 89 degrees today. Lake Arrowhead, 65. Everywhere in Orange County are going to be in the low to mid 70s, including San Diego. So some pretty nice weather for the next several days. And I mentioned earlier today up in the mountains, up in Big Bear, they were something like 27 degrees this morning. So it's getting a little cold up there. I'd just like to see a little rain coming in. That would be nice, but nothing like that in the forecast. All right, we will see you tomorrow. We're having Supervisor Lisa Bartlett on, and her guest is Laura Young from the Vector Control Department, and we're going to be talking about the mosquito problems here in this area in Orange County in general. Also, a guest from the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation, and actually it's a research fund, and then a couple guests from the Duplicate Bridge Club. So we will see you tomorrow. Take care.